An Unconventional Threesome is a comedy podcast hosted by three rude, crude, and tattooed dudes. We tell you this so you can shield your children's eyes and cover their ears. If you don't, we're not responsible for the fun and exciting new words that they'll start using. Enjoy.
Welcome to the show, yeah, it's a blast. Turn the volume up, we got to laughs. Every joke's a hit, you'll have a fit. Sit back, relax, let's start this bit. Tuned in live from the internet's heart, where every word is a work of art. Comedy gold, it never gets old. Jump aboard, let the fun unfold.
Welcome to an Unconventional Threesome, a conversation podcast that is usually hosted by three dudes who have absolutely no business having a podcast. My name is John, and I am the Lord of Cats.
Yeah, Jay's here too.
And we are also being joined by a guest host, my lovely wife, MK.
Hey guys.
Hey.
This is your first time joining us. This is a podcast where we just sit around and talk about nothing in particular. Some of the topics can be conceived as controversial, but most are pretty mundane. I saw something interesting today. Are you familiar with the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory conspiracy theory?
I am not.
No.
Can't wait to hear it.
So, remember the movie, the Gene Wilder, Peter Ostrom, when they find the fifth golden ticket and it's on the news and all that? And do you recall what Grandpa Joe's last words were before it pans to Charlie crying up in his little loft bedroom?
I do not.
I'll take a stab and say something like it was a fake or it was a scam.
He said, let's just let him have one more dream or something along those lines. Happy dreams, something like that.
Okay, it's coming back now.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So now fast forward to the next day. Charlie conveniently finds a piece, some coinage in the street to buy a chocolate bar. That chocolate bar just happens to have the golden ticket in it. A man that has been bedridden for 20 years magically can walk again. And the theory is that this was all a dream.
Mind blown.
I thought it was quite fascinating, and it made too much sense to almost not be plausible.
Yeah, like there's continuity to the entire thing.
And, all these other kids being destroyed is his way of mentally coping with the fact that he's dirt floor poor.
And didn't win a ticket.
I like it.
So, tonight's episode is going to be relating around hot takes. So, are you guys ready to strap in and crash into the fiery depths of hot takes?
Let's get this dumpster fire down the fucking river.
I am ready.
Does anybody want to start in particular?
Shoot from the hip, good sir.
My first one, socks with slides or sandals is not a fashion faux pas. And the reason I say that is because I am one of those people that wears socks with slides. And the reason I do it is because my feet are not attractive. No one needs to see that shit. Maybe around the house, so my lovely wife, she gets to see that shit, but the public doesn't need to see that. She knows what she married.
John, by that logic, you should be wearing a pillowcase over your fucking head 24/7. No,
But not a white one, right?
no, preferably some kind of pattern, liven it up. The one thing you added a word in there that changes it for me. My initial thought is absolute faux pas. Don't ever do it. That's like birth control footwear because you'll never get laid. And that's fine. But when you said slides, the one caveat I will allow is you are some level of athletic human and you're in some kind of recovery. So like if it's a surgical recovery, anything like that, and it's like, okay, I've got socks on for some reason and I don't feel like tying up a shoe, etc. I'll give you slides. Birkenstocks with socks, get the fuck out of here.
Or thong sandals.
No, hell no. God.
That
Okay.
one I can get on board with.
All right, look, I've been around enough elderly people on vacations. It's fallen out of favor even with them. So the age group you think would be embracing socks and sandals still won't do it. So yeah, aside from recovery from an injury or a procedure, it's a hell no for me.
Well, they braced banana hammocks instead of thong sandals with socks.
Yeah, one of them was smuggling a fucking squirrel or a raccoon or something. It was a rough time. But before we go too far off the reservation, MK, break the tie, please.
Oh, well, I was going to ask if either of you had seen somebody wear toe socks with thong sandals because that is a look. Not one that I want to repeat.
Yeah, that isn't an appropriate workaround. I don't think that qualifies.
I don't know. Toe socks just drive me absolutely bananas. I don't like having things in between my toesies.
Well, I'm sure I have committed this crime at some point. I just can't say with 100% accuracy if I have or have not. I don't know. If you're wearing long pants or your socks are covered up, it really doesn't matter at that point. If you're wearing shorts with like long socks up to the knee, that becomes an issue for me for whatever reason.
Yeah, just the visual of that. Like, no mirrors in that house.
Yeah.
Well, and going back to your point, Jay, about um, athletes doing it, it's something I used to do all the time when I played baseball because it was way easier to take your cleats off and just slide into a pair of slides than it was to have to retie your shoes. No, injury be damned. I mean, I am injured all the time and was injured all the time, but it was just way easier to just slide into a pair of slides. They're easier to put in your bag when you're using your cleats, etc.
It's funny though. So the way things change generationally, I remember everybody has like the first day of school photos or parents take and they throw online on the interwebs or whatever else. And in recent years, I've seen more and more kids with like giant ass calf tube socks and their Adidas slides in their first day of school photos. It's like, who in the hell dressed you? There is a gap. I guarantee you, your parents are younger than me. If they've dressed you that way.
Well, and calf socks are coming back into style. I remember playing basketball when you had to have the no-show socks with your basketball shoes because you didn't want anybody to know where you were wearing socks. And I still wear no-show socks. I can't get back on board with even the ankle socks are too high for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm cold all the time, so like if I'm cold and socks and sandals are going to keep me warm, I might do it. Why would I be wearing sandals if I'm cold though? I don't get it.
There it is, right there. That was my next question.
Okay, can I say something about the birth control statement?
You sure can.
So, back in the day, I told one of our good friends' fathers that we were doing the double birth control method, and he asked, "What was that? Putting a bag over your head?" I don't know if he said something else, but that just reminded me of like the pillowcase over the head. You could put a bag over your head.
Yeah, we
Birth control.
yeah, so my parents had a dirt driveway and a lot of water in their area, super muddy when they first moved to where they were. And my father, being just really aligned with majorly being prepared for everything, he got color coordinated boots, just rubber pull-on boots for everybody. So his were a certain color. He had them for me and my sibling when we were there. Mom had a certain color. And I called them birth control boots, and he didn't understand it for a while. And he said, "What, because they're rubber?" I said, "No, because you'll never fucking have sex again if somebody sees you wearing these." That's the answer. And he's still to this day, 20 some odd years later. Yep, we got to get out our birth control boots. It's mud season.
So I call those chicken boots, and I have a question. What was your color?
Red.
Ooh.
Fire engine red?
Oh yeah, like 2 snaps and a rewind. Wii U, parade day red.
I mean, that's just an indicative of the red light district.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was very much so.
If you're gonna have a sexy color, red is the color.
Jay, do you have a hot take?
I got a bunch of them, but I'll start with an easy one. For me, I believe checking luggage is better than carry-on, and that stems from my need to be considerate of others. I know, shocking. I hope both of our listeners are sitting down during the phone. So I've often dreamed, usually when I'm on a plane, waiting for every asshole in front of me to get off, of owning my own airline. And the announcements at the gate would say things like, "How about you pee now so you don't have to put your ass in everyone's face while you're waiting for the fucking bathroom for the next 2-hour flight?" And I had a dream that we wouldn't even have the bins for carry-on. If you count the amount of time it takes in boarding and deboarding because some 5-foot Korean lady has a 175-pound bag that she needs somebody taller than me to put in the fucking overhead for her, you could cut an hour off of your time just waiting for that back and forth. And I always have to have a connecting flight, which means I have to do my goddamn Blade Runner routine through O'Hare. And check your bag if you need to carry that much shit. Otherwise, stuff it under the damn seat so you're not in anyone else's way. That was a bit of a rant. Let me check my heart rate. And 3, 2, we're on.
I'm in agreement with that. It's tough for me to stuff, especially a week's worth of stuff, because I travel for work. I usually go for a week. To stuff a week's worth of stuff into a backpack, then expect it to fit in the overhead compartment, it's just a nightmare for me. So I will have a carry-on that I can put under my seat, usually contains phone, chargers, snacks, whatever the hell it may be, laptop.
Yep, same
But
for me.
99% of the time I'm going to check a bag just because I don't have to stress as much either. I don't have to wear 75 layers so I can get my carry-on to fit in that stupid little fucking metal thing to make sure it's going to fit in the overhead compartment. I will gladly pay the $25 to have peace of mind.
Then you wind up leaving something in the seat back. And speaking of that stupid metal thing, this one will make you friggin' laugh. So the last time I had a work trip was a few years ago, and all of our luggage was just decrepit. So I went out and got this really nice. It fits in the carry-on. It's like designed. In an effort to turn a profit, the Samsonite people made more than one. That's what I'm saying. They put some effort into this sumbitch. And I'm in line at our favorite local airport, and I get to the gate, and the woman goes, "You're gonna have to check that." I said, "Bet you I'm not." And she goes, "You need to step out of line because I know you're gonna check that." I said, "Okay, I know what my seat number is. I'll step out." And I did, and I just eye contact, fierce gaze with her when she was ready for me. She's grabbing the tag. I said, "Hold, please. This metal thing?" Yep. Just dropped, clicked in completely. She said, "I am so sorry." I said, "That's fine. You just saved me 19 minutes of waiting for somebody else to put their frickin' bag in the overhead. I'm fine with that."
So, I flew to Oklahoma when I was really young, and the airline lost one of our luggage bags. We were going as a family, and so obviously we had, I think it was like 2 or 3 checked bags. And that has scared me to to always bring a carry-on, at least that has one change of clothes and like the important things, so I'm not losing something I can't replace.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with that. Like irreplaceables, I wear contacts, so my glasses, like you said, a change of clothes maybe, but at the same time, medicine, but like a change of clothes, I can find a Walmart somewhere and, at least get myself through for a few days.
Yeah. No, smart move. Smart move.
Were you guys aware that there is an airline that I believe is currently in a swarm of shit for telling people that checked carry-on bags need to be checked even though they don't? And come to find out, the reason why is they were getting like a $10 commission on every bag that they got to check.
Money.
That's one way around minimum wage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those crazy people that, like, I guess I haven't gone anywhere for a week, but when I've traveled for work for like a couple of days, I bring a single backpack and a laptop bag. And so everything's under the seat in front of me and I just bring it with me. I am not trusting the airline with checking my luggage and getting it to my destination.
It's hard to overcome that when you've been a victim to where the hell did my bag go? So
Yeah.
I can completely understand that one.
But at the same time, you get to, put that insurance claim in, and suddenly you had, the Hope Diamond in there, and
Oh, yeah, my 5 pair of Louboutin shoes from out west. Yes.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not bringing much. I'm bringing 2 days worth of clothes. It can all squish together. I'm just like, I'm not even putting it overhead. I don't like to use anything. I don't like to put luggage overhead either. I don't know. I'm weird. I like to have it with me.
So while we're on the travel theme, I got another one for you. So, do you need to learn the language of the place you're going before you travel? I'll give you my answer first. I think it's respectful to make an effort, but if you're going to wait till you're fluent in something, none of us are going anywhere that isn't a predominantly English speaking country because it takes years to get to a point that you sound better than I failed out of freshman Spanish.
yeah, I agree. At least making an effort, but I have a story behind this. So I apologize to all of my high school chaperones that went on this trip, but in junior year in high school, I did a trip down to Guatemala. I made it through Spanish 2, got to Spanish 3, and we'll just say I switched to another class. But anyways, we're down in Guatemala. I'm 16, 17, and one of the guys I was rooming with was an older gentleman. He was a chaperone, but he was like college age. And so he was a smoker. And so we found a little like convenience stall, and I walked up and I was able to buy a pack of cigarettes. It's just a point and shoot, and then they, up how many fingers of money they want. Where I did struggle though was, for those that don't know, when you ask for water in Spanish, that's agua. Well, you need to ask for bottled water. Because when I walked up to a convenience stand and asked for agua, they looked at me like I had 3 fucking heads. This gringo in the middle of Guatemala City asking for water. He knows it's gonna fuck his gut up, right? So kind of like you were saying, learning the basics of it, at least, to get what you need in order to survive. But then later on in the trip, we walked into a supermarket. Like I said, probably the age range of people there was 14 to 17 for kids in high school, and we were able to walk into a supermarket, buy a handle of Captain Morgan rum, a 3-liter of cola, and we got blitzed on the roof of the hotel. FYI, Guatemala doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, and PSA, don't try to be healthy when you travel down south either, because the lettuce is also washed in that terrible water. So if you try to like eat a salad, you will also get sick.
Or brush your teeth with it, or rinse your mouth out while you're in the shower. So many things that we take for granted and do on a daily basis that you have to be cognizant of while traveling to those places where it's not potable water.
Yeah, that can wreck your trip real fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, funny part about that trip is we were all flushing our toilet paper and done wrecked the septic system of this hotel.
Oh, dear God.
We didn't realize that the trash cans next to the toilet, that's what that was for. No one told us. Maybe they did. I didn't know. I didn't speak Spanish very well. So maybe they did tell me. I don't know.
But yeah, going back to the question, like, you should know how to ask certain things in the language of the place that you're going to, so that you can at least do the bare minimum. Go to the bathroom,
Porta ir al baño.
Yeah. Not look like the entitled gringo waving and yelling, "Why don't you understand me?" Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I don't know how hot a take that is, but
If you didn't know Porta ir al baño, how would you tell someone that you need to take a deuce?
Necesito mierda.
You just start pointing at your rectum really, really aggressively.
That's what I would have to do. I know no Spanish.
Me duele el estómago.
Los videojuegos. That's video games. Pollo de asno? Hole of the ass? For our young viewers.
If I know how to say ass in Spanish, then maybe I can get by. I don't know.
I might actually just literally translate to donkey, but same thing. Hole of the donkey. MK, you got any hot takes?
So I brought one with me. I wasn't as prepared being a guest on this lovely podcast. But yeah, I don't like Tom Hanks. I don't know if that's a hot take, but he's probably a very good actor, and there are a couple of movies that I've seen him in that I like, but way back when I was young, I saw a trailer of Castaway and I had nightmares of Tom Hanks, so I try to avoid any movie that he's in.
I was going to ask you, is it because of your disdain for Polar Express, but I guess not.
Oh, yeah, that movie sucks, but
So it's a trauma response to a Tom Hanks situation. It's not that you just can't stand the guy. It's more of a trauma response. Okay.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, I love The Green Mile, but I try to, and obviously, like, I don't associate Toy Story with him, really. It's just his voice, but I don't know, something about the way he looks kind of creeps me out.
Well, we watched The Terminal recently. Didn't you like that one?
Oh, yeah, and Catch Me If You Can is really good, too.
You see it? Yeah. With Leo.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't hate him as much as you think.
Maybe I don't. And maybe it's a testament to his acting that through viewing a trailer, I got nightmares from his agony. I don't know.
Wilson!
Never seen the movie. I don't know if I could, but yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to watch that. It's a pretty good flick.
I've got homework now after being on this podcast.
It's a learning experience, guaranteed. Before we completely move on from footwear, what the fuck with the Crocs, people?
Have you tried them?
No, I can't.
Then you can't speak to this. I also hated them for a very long time. And I remember there was a day that, and this goes into another story, but anyways, Dee and I were in the Crocs outlet shopping for Crocs. And I'm like, these are stupid, these are stupid, these are stupid. Anyways, fast forward a number of years, and I actually tried a pair on, and they are remarkably comfortable. But do you know how Crocs came to fame?
All I know is their stock was way overvalued, and I'm pissed that I didn't get in on it back in the day. But no, what happened?
So, do you remember the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what all the prisoners were wearing in Idiocracy?
I'm thinking they must have been
Crocs.
wearing Crocs.
They were wearing Crocs because I believe it was the director or costume designer or somebody said, find me the dumbest looking pair of shoes you can find. And they put all of those prisoners in Crocs. So the next time you watch Idiocracy, which is another fantastic flick and unfortunately becoming real.
I was going to say, James, you're living in it, man.
If you watch the prisoners, they're all wearing bright orange Crocs.
Oh, good God.
But they, until you try them, it's hard to speak on them. And like I said, I don't own a pair. I stick to my moccasin slippers and slides in the summer, but they are actually remarkably comfortable.
One of these days, I'll have somebody using cash out of state take the plates off their car, buy one for me, and under the cover of night, bring it to my house. I can try it on.
That's a lot of work. to try on a pair of Crocs.
MK, I cannot risk being associated.
I get it. Like, I will never buy one myself. Yeah, buy a pair. It's kind of like Apple. It's kind of like it's a cult thing. I don't want to be involved. I don't care how comfy it is. Keep them.
I don't even care that sport mode's a thing on them. I'm not dealing with it.
So for Christmas, my brother's a big Croc guy. He wears them year round. And for Christmas, I bought him Croc accessories, including little snow plows to go on the front of them, spoilers, a Bluetooth speaker, headlights.
When your shoes become that annoying, I don't know. That's just too much for me. Do you think he actually plows snow with the snowplow accessory? Is he out there like scooping it?
You got to kick a little bit, just to get use out of the accessory.
Yeah, there's no hydraulics on those. You got to angle the foot just right.
Imagine how long that would take you. No thanks.
Kind of going back to the Crocs story of when D-Money and I were in the Crocs store. This brings up another hot take. Spicy food challenges are not about the taste, but about testing one's will to live. And I'll start with that story. So in this particular outlet mall, was a hot sauce store. So Dee and I went in there and we found that they had, I think it was the 4th hottest hot sauce in the world. And I can't even remember the name of it, but we're like, fuck it, let's try it. To say it blew my fucking head off is an understatement. We literally had a drop half the size of my pinky nail, and I'm literally running around the concourse of this outlet mall trying to find a vending machine with some sort of cool liquid. I didn't care what the fuck it was. And every single one of them, their card reader was out of order. So now Dee and I walk across the way to the Crocs store where his wife and children are shopping for Crocs, and I proceed to go find a corner to try and die in.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the spicy food challenge either. I find it foolish and reductive. Good stuff. It's reminiscent of the last topic we had in a recent episode about IPAs. It's just a dare. I bet you I can make this suck worse. Oh yeah, well this one will suck even more. I bet you'll cry and shit razor blades and be able to weld with your asshole for 3 weeks.
Well, there is one story worse than that one. Are you familiar with the one chip challenge?
Indeed, I am.
Yeah, I did it. And I prepared for this one. I was very well prepared. I will pat myself on the back wholeheartely. I ate a couple bananas before to line my stomach. I was all set to go. So we're at a friend's house around a fire in like January or whatever it was. And so there's a bunch of snow on the ground. And a bunch of us do the one chip challenge. And I proceed to just kind of put my face in the snow until it subsides, which felt like days, but it was probably like 15, 20 minutes before I felt my face again. So I go inside, and one of them's puking, one of them's shitting his brains out. It is just an absolute, literal shit show.
But at this point, you're feeling fine. You're feeling right as rain.
I was feeling great. I was like, this is awesome. Like, it didn't affect me that bad. This is awesome. So there was a bunch of food there, and I proceeded to start eating, which riled everything up in my stomach. I immediately had to run to the bathroom because my stomach was not good. And I'm pretty sure I passed out in the bathroom at one point with my head against the heater on the floor. I finally crawled out of the bathroom, went and laid on the couch for a while. And then that was too hot. So then I laid on the floor for what felt like ever. And finally it started to subside, and I was able to kind of start enjoying the party. But I told MK, if you ever see me about to do something that's stupid again, fucking tell me to stop, please, because that was some of the worst pain I have ever been in. I was cold sweats. I was, my stomach felt like it was about to explode.
So, on the other end of the spectrum, you ever heard of the milk challenge?
Yep.
So I didn't partake, but I was a witness to it. I was a few of my friends from college. It's drank a gallon of milk inside of a half hour, right? Is that the time limit they give you? So their apartment was a little raised over everyone else's. You know, the whole student apartment. It's almost like detached
Yeah.
condo type stuff. Well, theirs was the higher balcony, and it was just these four giant dudes, and they just guzzled a gallon each. And I don't know if it was just cameras or what. I don't know if it was a video camera. I don't know if it was somebody was just, snapping at the time, but they got pictures of like the full on stream, just picture like an 8+ foot stream of milk coming out of somebody's mouth right after they were done. It was pretty funny.
Well, my high school did what they referred to as the milk mile. And I think it was like a fundraiser for the track team or something like that. So what it was is that you'd have to do 4 laps around the track, and every lap you'd have to drink a quart of milk before you could start the next lap. And yeah, it was just a puke fest every single time.
Fundraiser for the lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get the same effects with like soy milk and almond milk, cashew milk, oat milk, the other
Rice
milk. Yep.
No thanks. I keep my food challenges to eating.
Oh, I ate the chip.
Well, yeah, but I'm like thinking like volume eating.
Speaking of, anyone else here think deep dish pizza sucks?
I haven't had authentic deep dish pizza, but too much tomato sauce is gonna fuck my gut up because I'm getting older.
Yeah, the taste of the dough, I like it. The fact they're putting sausage in the pizza, love it. Cheese, fan of that too. But aside from the novelty of this is deep dish, just no, there's so many other types of pizza out there. And that one's just like, no, not a fan. Like it's just no, just no.
Now, can you eat it in slice format, or do you have to knife and fork it?
You absolutely have to knife and fork it.
Okay.
You would have to like cartoon caricature unhinge your jaw. And it would also fall all over you with molten lava, tomato sauce, and cheese. And it'd be a bad deal all around. Yeah.
So is it basically like a tomato sauce soup on top of cheese and sausage and bread?
Yeah, but it's basically a liquefied shell of a cake. Was effectively where you're at.
At that point, you might as well just have like spaghetti instead of noodles. It's pizza crust in a bowl. You might as well just do it that way.
Yeah, it's the novelty was fun. I made one once. I went to an actual class for it, and it was a fun experience. But let's just say that was 2.5 years ago. I have not made one since.
Well, many years ago, I did make an actual pizza cake for my birthday one year, and it was, I don't know, about a foot tall,
Sweet
and it
Lord.
was fucking delightful. It was probably like 4 or 5 pizzas stacked on top of each other that I then baked.
It was effectively a kiddie pool for pizza.
Yeah. That was right before we moved out of our first apartment, and we had a huge party.
I don't remember this pizza cake.
I tried finding photos of it recently because I was bragging about it to somebody, and I can't find them anywhere, unfortunately, because I was slowly starting to purge social media.
Speaking of cake, let's see how many of us are communists.
Let's talk cake.
Let's talk frosting. If it's buttercream frosting, I think it's fucking delightful. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be vulnerable here. There have been times that the wife and I will go to the grocery store. It's been a while because I'm already a type 9 diabetic, but it would be like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get these soft baked cookies and just a couple of tubs of frosting.
couple of tubs.
And it was just dip. Well, there's two of us, man. One little tub each, Just dip the cookie in the frosting. And I don't have any idea why my pancreas tried to get immunity from another country.
Well, hot take on this one. I fucking detest buttercream.
Wow.
I will tell you why. So my mother was a well-renowned cake baker in our local community, and she made buttercream on a regular basis. So anybody that's ever baked a cake before, you're stacking layers and you got to decorate it, you got to level it out. So there was always like scraps of cake around as well. So growing up as a kid, I would basically take these scraps of cake and make a cake frosting sandwich out of it, and just the gobs of buttercream. So I essentially burnt myself out on it, but you give me some cream cheese frosting, I will fuck that shit up.
I say that was my next question. So you don't avoid it altogether, but not a fan of best cream, not into the fondant, but cream cheese, you're good.
Correct. Fondant is a fine line because it really doesn't have a ton of taste. And I don't even know if it's just the texture of buttercream. It's just not for me. But the shitty frosting you get on like the Marvel cakes or the cakes you get at the supermarkets or whatever, that's not buttercream. Fancy frosting. I don't even remember what the name of it is.
Or it's like whipped or something.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Wow. All right. Switzerland, weigh in.
I mean, I am a fan of buttercream.
There we go.
We had a saying, a couple of swim team friends and myself, like, I'm gonna butcher this, I'm not gonna remember it, but something like, it's not really happening until you end up with buttercream on your face or something like that. And that was our like inside joke. But yeah, I don't like the crappy frosting that JB likes. I like real buttercream.
I don't have it very often anymore, so when I do, I want it to be as decadently horrible for me as possible. So I know I'm doing the damage, yeah.
My next hot take is the best fast food fries are from Burger King.
You, sir, need to get out more.
I will second this one because they are like salty and sweet. They must put extra sugar on them. I know like every fast food restaurant uses sugar on their fries, but they're extra crispy. I don't know. They're just really good at Burger King.
So do you know why they're extra crispy?
Extra fat? I don't know.
So, prior to 1997, McDonald's were my go-to fries. After 1997, Burger King changed their formula to their fries, their new fries. They added a coating on them to allow them to crisp up and still be palatable after a bit of time. Anybody that's had McDonald's fries that's 15 20 minutes old, they're garbage. You got to have them fresh. But Burger King found a way to make theirs stay crispier longer. And the potato flavor I felt was more forward in theirs, and that's probably just because they use like potato flakes or some shit. But that is why I always preferred Burger King fries to anybody else's. And then in 2011, I believe, they tried their new fries, or I can't remember what the hell they called them. That epically failed, and they have since gone back to the 1997-1998 formula that I fell in love with.
I am just in awe that you can quote timelines for Burger King fries.
I definitely didn't Google that.
You must have put a lot of time researching this.
Put it this way, if this were the History Channel, right under your marvelous, glorious beard would be your nameplate that said Fry Historian.
Well, and the worst part is I probably haven't had fast food fries in probably a decade.
For me, it's Five Guys.
Oh,
Just that style. And second, Wendy's. Yeah.
Is Five Guys fast food?
I call it fast food because you order it standing up and you can take it to go. They'll throw it in a bag, you can take it to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they don't have a drive-through.
No, they don't.
All right, let's Google.
Like, I just look at it as a chain burger joint, but I guess it's not that much. Like, they're not preparing these ahead, wrapping them up, and then like leaving them in a warmer like McDonald's or Burger King does.
No, they do more of the assembly line that would make Henry Ford proud.
Yeah.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's where their efficiency comes in. So they're quick. I don't know that maybe we wouldn't classify them as fast. If we don't classify them as fast, back in the 80s, there was a place called Rally Burger. And I
Mhm.
remember going there and they sort of had fries kind of like Five Guys. They went out a long time ago, but I remember going there with my dad. But yeah, if Five Guys doesn't count at this point, I'd have to go to Wendy's.
So I Googled what makes food fast food. Fast food is a type of mass produced food designed for commercial resale with a strong priority placed on speed of service. Ah! Google's listening to me. Fast food is a commercial term limited to food sold in a restaurant or store with frozen, preheated, or pre cooked ingredients and served in packaging for takeout or takeaway.
Five Guys is in fact not fast food then.
Well, yeah, like it might, I don't know. It might be frozen, but they're not like pre-cooked, I don't think.
Yeah. And I mean, they can tell you where they got the damn potatoes for the fries. I don't know. I mean, you could write any town in Idaho up there. And I'd be like, see, now that's
Maybe Maine too.
could be. Yeah.
But I've never really loved Five Guys fries. Maybe I just need to add more salt to them or something. Their Cajun fries, people rave about them, and it's just they're not for me.
I've never done anything but their original fries, so I can't speak on that one. But too much spicy stuff. I mean, I like a little bit here and there, but I'd rather not have my stomach leave me for abuse.
You gotta clean that colon out every once in a while.
Yeah. I don't need my intestines seeking asylum.
I love the image of like organs just leaving you, Jay. Just walking away.
So far, we've lost my pancreas, my stomach, my intestines.
Yeah.
I think we call that pink sock in it. No gracias.
You still have your heart, right?
Heart, well, if I can chip the ice off of it. Lungs,
And his balls are in his wife's purse.
actually in one of those old 35 millimeter film canisters on the mantle, sir.
Those are like the best containers for small things, but I'm not calling them small. I'm just saying in general, those are good containers for small items.
They're convenient for, neutered testicles, drugs, all kinds of stuff.
Our younger listeners are gonna have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
No, they are not.
I used to keep my like beads that I would make jewelry with in those.
We use them to store quarters a lot for some reason.
Yeah, I remember having just dozens of them around the house for stuff.
They were convenient.
They're good containers and they're free. What could be better than that?
There it is. So you know what's not free? College. But is it a waste of time and money? John, what are your thoughts?
I think it has become overhyped. And the reason I say that is because anybody that has anything to do with the trade industry will know that median age in the trades right now is like in the 60s.
Oh yeah.
Is because young people are not getting into the trades. So these people aging out of the trades and finally retiring or feel like they can't because there's no one to take their place. And I really do believe we should be pushing trade schools, especially at the high school level. I mean, when I graduated high school, it was go to college, go to college, go to college. You will be a bum if you don't go to college. And they really need to be pushing these trade schools because we need to start getting new blood into the trades. or else we're all gonna be stuck being YouTube mechanics to fix our cars. And if anybody's been a YouTube mechanic before, yeah, shit goes sideways pretty quick sometimes, and there's no video for when it goes sideways.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake to, I'm going to call it at least two generations that we pushed college as the only path. And what's funny is you look at it now and it's almost coming maybe not full circle yet, but there's this big swath of people. It's kind of like the stay-at-home parent thing that happened. You got this giant swath of people that it's like, all right, I'm priced out of going to college. So unless I'm going to go for the long haul for something I absolutely need it for, so many people are like, yeah, I don't need college for that job. So they just start working. Um, who knows? Maybe it'll flip and enough schools will decide that they don't have any money anymore because no one's going. I don't know.
Well, and to get even not even in the trades, but even white collar work, if you want to call it that, entry level jobs are requiring college degrees. It doesn't matter what it's in as long as you have it. What the fuck sense does that make?
Yeah, I mean, I used to laugh because I went to college. I even did a little grad school. And every job I've had, there's a bunch of people who never set foot in a university sitting right next to me doing the same shit. So it's like, all right, apparently you can get there without it. Yeah, it can be misleading.
It's going to lead me on to another tirade of student loans too, because I fucked up. I'm fully admit it. I graduated with $120,000 in student loan debt. I was 17, 18 when I signed those contracts with a cosigner, obviously. But no one sat me down and said, hey, this is going to fuck up the rest of your life.
I had the advantage of having a mother who did instill that into me. She was like, you can go to college, but you're going to be basically buying a house. You're going to have a mortgage when you come out of that school. So be really careful and think hard if you really want to go to college and do something like that, or maybe just start working and getting experience. And that shows more, college shows discipline that you went to school and went to class and all that, but maybe that's all they're looking for is those entry level positions that you were talking about requiring a college education. Maybe that's all they're looking for, but yeah, the experience and knowledge will take you farther, in my opinion.
Yeah, and for me it was easy because back in my day when I went to school, it was 2 wheat pennies and an expired Foot Locker coupon per semester. And I was squared away. So I
Son
kind
of a
of,
bitch.
I've got a nephew who's going now, and I hear the amount that is being spent, and it's like, holy shit, you better like invent a fucking rocket, buddy. Otherwise, there's not going to be all else.
Yeah, and things like English and writing, like if you love writing, write. You don't have to go to school for that necessarily. You can read all the books you want. They're just going to assign you, books to read and then writing assignments to do. You can do that. I mean, obviously it's more structured, but you can get a lot of experience about, just doing that on your own. Although I will say I did go to school as well. I went for accounting and I am actually using that degree. So, but I also left school with a car payment, 30,000 instead of a mortgage. So,
I mean, between the three of us, we've got about 60 years of higher education. So go us.
On my next hot take, wearing pajamas in public should not be allowed. Put on some fucking real pants. No one wants to see that shit.
Caveat, unless it makes you look cute as a young girl. And by young, I mean between the ages of 20 and 30. Let's not throw me on a different castaway island, thank you.
No one gives a fuck about your Deadpool sleep pants.
yeah, I don't know who wakes out of bed and just says, I'm not going to go put on anything. I'm just going to go to the store.
See, I would always be afraid of that. And the reason I say that is for myself, I believe in Murphy's Law big time. And if I go out in a pair of flip-flops, no socks, obviously, we've covered that, and just sleep pants, my car will not start, or I will run out of gas, or it will start just a torrential downpour of rain, or the drawstring will break while I'm in the store with my hands full. Bad things will occur. So for me, yeah, for me it's a no. But I mean, hey, if you're some 20-something-year-old kitty and you decide you got to go out there and I don't know, show off your Deadpool sleep pants, I can't get mad at you.
That is not the stance I thought you would take, Jay.
Okay, so what did you think I would take? A resounding no, pull your pants up and learn to read?
Yeah.
I mean, you're mostly right. I'm there for everyone who isn't the aforementioned, Amelia Clark lookalike.
Oh, and going off of your point, Jay, about something bad's gonna happen, there's a reason why I sleep in pants or shorts or whatever, depending on the season. And that is because I know good and goddamn well if I were to sleep fucking nude, that my house would catch on fire or there would be a medical emergency. And then the EMTs or fire people are going to have to show up to my house. And I'm just standing outside with my dick swinging in the air.
Karma is gonna get you.
It's funny. So, holy hell, almost 20 freaking years ago, I was in an apartment, and I'm a guy who obeys the rules and the laws. So it was one of those rare occasions I actually decided to take a shower. So I did.
Rare.
Rare. Oh yeah, once a month, whether I need it or not. But anyway, so I get out and I'm hearing the fire alarm, and I didn't hear that while the fan was on, the water was running, and my deaf ass was, lathering. So as fast as you could possibly imagine, I'm going to say inside of 2 minutes, I went from soaking wet to I'm still wet, but now I have clothes on over the wet, and like damn near barefoot standing out in the parking lot. And people were just starting to funnel out a little bit at a time. And I was like, what is wrong? The building could be on fire. What do you not hear the alarm? What the fuck is wrong with you people? It was nothing. It was a test they decided not to announce to us. So yeah, there's that.
Any more hot takes before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we got time for a couple. Sure. The snooze button is fucking stupid.
Snooze button's a lie to yourself. Oh, I'll get up in 7 minutes. What the fuck is 7 extra minutes of sleep gonna do for you? Absolutely fucking nothing.
So the fight in my house about the snooze alarm, because I'm married to a 16 puncher of the snooze alarm. It's got to start going off 2 hours before she's got to get up. She's one of the smartest people I've ever met. So a couple of years ago, I said, look, hon, I got a question. Why? So I can sleep more. You want to interrupt at least one full REM cycle by every 7 minutes being jostled awake and hitting that thing again. How about you just get up when your fucking alarm goes off and you set it at a time that's going to give you your 8+ hours sleep? I think I've got it down to like 2 hits now. So 2 is better than 16. I'll take the win.
Very true. I think having an alarm and snoozing it is for, if for whatever chance you do happen to go back asleep, you want to make sure you actually get up. That's why you use the snooze button. If you, for some reason, don't get up on the first try, you snooze it so that you can make sure by the second time you're up.
And that's kind of the dice I roll too, because my first alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. and then I have a second alarm that goes off at 5. And the theory behind it is that the first alarm kind of sort of wakes me up, gets me, like you said, gets me out of that REM cycle. If I do happen to doze off again, then that second alarm will be my indicator. Okay, now you need to get up. Problem is that I become so good at shutting off my alarm without fully waking up that then I start thinking, oh, that 5 o'clock alarm that just went off is my first alarm, and I got more time to sleep because I don't actually look at the time.
So you're opening a can of worms here, man.
Maybe we don't have time for a couple more.
Well, I'll end with this. 4:45. Here's the poll. 4:45 in the fucking morning. The morning, or is it the goddamn night before? Holy shit, that is late.
I go to bed at 8:30. What can I say? I'm an 85-year-old man at heart.
He's still on those old flex hour times. Not really, but almost.
I mean, I go to bed at 8:30 as well, but my ass does not get up at 4:45 unless I did the chip challenge or something else is causing the problem.
And Jay, I think what your wife needs is like that sunrise alarm clock, so it's gets brighter in the room gradually, and then finally at the end of the, when it's the brightest, I think I've got mine set to like an hour or something. It
Yeah.
starts brightening the room, and then the alarm sounds. She needs something like that so that she can gradually wake up.
So here's how smart you are. We got one of them bitches 2 years ago, and here we are still. So it happens. And when we first got it and we were using it the right way, it was like, this is perfect. This is amazing. I literally feel better on how I'm being awakened. And now it's like, yeah, we do that. Oh, look, there's birds chirping, smack. And 7 minutes later, we do this again.
So maybe the trick is changing it up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a hill I'm going to die on at this point. I think I've made all the progress I'm going to.
Okay. Hey, you tried.
Well, and I wonder, like, what would changing my alarm tone do to me? Because my tone is a very startling tone. It's like a fire alarm going off type tone. And I become so accustomed to it, I'm afraid that if I change it, I won't hear it, incorporate it into my dream, which I've done that before. So I don't know even if like changing my tone would change anything.
Yeah, change it up because your brain gets accustomed to that tone now and it says, oh yeah, this is your alarm. You just need to go ahead and turn it off. If you change that tone, your brain's going to be like, oh yeah, what is this new thing? I guess I should actually wake up and do something about it.
And I think we're good to wrap it up here.
One more question. Which of us was here for the sexy appeal this time?
I think I'm legally obligated to say my wife.
No, I think all the listeners just have to wait for their sexy appeal until the next episode.
I don't know. You might have Drew Bledsoe our friend D Money here.
Well, I will say it was a pleasure being on this podcast. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for joining. It was good. It was good to have another perspective.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I'm glad that I can, put in my thoughts and not, just be listening to the podcast, walking around the house going, I have something to say about this, and actually join in. So that was fun.
Thanks to everyone for joining us. Certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. A little bit of a change up on things, a little bit of a curveball. D Money was not feeling well tonight, so if you want to send him some well wishes, you can send those over to an unconventional threesome at gmail.com, or in most podcast platforms, you have the option to click to send us a text at the top of the episode description, and that will come directly to us. If you haven't yet, please head on over to our Facebook page, as that is where we are currently posting updates to the podcast and some pictures probably about once a week. In the episode description, you can also find a link to our website. I've stopped saying temporary because I'm lazy and haven't gotten around to building the full thing out yet. If you're enjoying this podcast, please tell your friends and family about it so we can start making the Skrilla. And I could, retire, and that would be fantastic. Well, with that being said, I'll bring this to an end with This is John.
Yeah, Jay's here too.
And sign off from MK, I guess.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Wait, who's going to say fuck the government?
Fuck the government.
Fuck the government.
Podcast will make you proud. Podcast party time, grab a seat. Every listen feels so sweet. Tune in, tune out, laugh aloud. This podcast